No.
One.
Okay, hold on, I have to reset this.
Today I'm going to talk to you about ocean safety and knowledge needed to know before you go in the water and try to surf. Safety is our number one concern when teaching surfing. One of the biggest fatalities we have due to weather is heat, according to the National Weather Service. So a big thing you need to know is you need to stay hydrated. If you're thirsty, that means you're already dehydrated. So make sure you drink plenty of water. Usually it's 6 to 8 cups a day. The first point I'm going to talk about is rip currents. A rip current is a current that flows from the beach out into the ocean. The water comes in and needs to flush back out. The water goes through the path of least resistance. Rip currents are usually pretty narrow, but not very wide. A common misconception is that people think rip currents rip you all the way out to sea. All it does is take you out to the farthest breaking wave. A rip current is formed between two sandbars, so there's a path of least resistance in that channel. Now, as surfers, we use rip currents as tools to get out. As a swimmer, it can become dangerous. As a swimmer, if you try to fight the rip current, you can get tired and fatigued, and then you can drown. As a surfer, it's an easy way to get out because you don't have to fight against all the waves. You kind of have those things at the airports, the walking sidewalks, take you out to that farthest breaking wave. What you can do if you're ever stuck in a rip current as a swimmer is you can lay on your back and float until you float all the way out to the farthest breaking wave, and then you swim parallel to the beach and swim in. Or swim left or right, or in Cocoa Beach, north or south, because our beaches run north and south, which is parallel to the beach, and then you'll get out of the rip current. Never fight against it. We say, don't fight, swim left or right. Now, weather. Weather is one of those things that we can't control. Florida is the lightning capital of the USA. Now, water is a conductor for electricity, and especially in surfing, if you stand up on your board, you're a taller object in the water. So if we see lightning or hear thunder, we're instantly out of the water. That's something that we don't mess around with. You are 6 times more likely to be bit by a shark or to be struck by lightning than bit by a shark, which leads me to my next point, sea creatures. We don't have to deal with many sea creatures in Cocoa Beach, but the ones that we do have to deal with, I'll go over. The 2 jellyfish that we encounter are the Portuguese man-o-war and then the common pink jellyfish. The Portuguese man-o-war are the ones that sting and hurt the worst. Their tentacles can grow up to 12 feet long, so their blue and purple bubble can be floating on the water and you don't know where those tentacles are. So if we ever see one of these in the water, we'll get out of the water and walk down the beach and get back in somewhere safe. Usually the lifeguards will have purple flags being flown if there are Portuguese man-o-war in the water. If they are in the water, usually they'll be washed up on the beach, so we'll know if they're in the water or not. The pink jellyfish, though, you won't be able to see them in the water. They kind of blend in and they're very clear. They're light pink and kind of pale. If they do sting you, it's more of a bee sting and it's quick and it'll go away. While the Portuguese man-o-war, you'll feel it for a couple hours. All that will happen with the jellyfish sting is that we'll bring you up to the lifeguard and we'll put vinegar on your body. That should ease the pain. Also, with the pink jellyfish, if you're allergic to bee stings or any other stings, the reaction is kind of the same. So if you are allergic to bees, let us know. Look, but don't touch the jellyfish. Another animal that we have to encounter are stingrays. When it's calm and flat in the water, that's usually when the stingrays like to chill at the bottom. So if it's rough, you won't see a lot of stingrays. But when it's nice and calm, that's when you can step on them. Usually if someone steps on a stingray, it's slimy and they scream and lift their foot right up. But sometimes if you stomp there, keep your foot on the stingray, then their tail will sting you. You don't want their tail to sting you. That will hurt a lot. So we say do the stingray shuffle. If you just shuffle your feet along the bottom of the water instead of going stomping along, then your foot will send vibrations out. and it'll kick anything out of the way. Now, 90% of injuries from surfing don't come from sea life or weather, but come from you and your board. Now, there's board safety. So you never want to dive head first off your surfboard or jump feet first, because you'll be riding your wave from chest deep water down to shallow ankle deep water. You never know how shallow it is. And Cocoa Beach is full of sandbars, so they all are pretty shallow. We say back flop, belly flop, or starfish off the board. The biggest thing to do also is kick your board out in front of you and use the white water as a pillow and just land on that as a cushion. But most importantly, in surfing, you want to have fun. But you do need to know safety precautions before you go. Always know before you go.
It's not on.